Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The Warriors have been improving with each game and are already in the playoff spot. To revive the dynasty, Warriors owner Joe Lacob has declared that he will build a very strong team for the upcoming seasons. The Warriors are interested in young LaMelo Ball. After a slow start to the season, the Golden State Warriors have finally turned things around as they have been one of the hottest teams in the NBA since the trade deadline. Of course, their trade deadline acquisition of Jimmy Butler has been the major driving force for Golden State's turnaround, as he has fit perfectly in the starting lineup next to Stephen Curry and Draymond Green. With Butler on the roster, the Warriors have turned themselves into a title contender as they have climbed all the way up to 6th in the Western Conference standings after being 10th before Butler arrived. Despite this, with the top of the West being stacked with incredible teams, the Warriors may still be one piece away from becoming a title contender, and they could add another star player in the offseason. Of course, the main star players linked to Golden State is Kevin Durant, since the Warriors tried to acquire him from the Phoenix Suns at the deadline. If the Warriors are unable to land Durant in the offseason though, they could instead go after LaMelo Ball of the Charlotte Hornets. Hoops Hype's Michael Scotto reported earlier this week that Ball could be on the move this summer, with the Hornets still stuck in a rebuild. If the Hornets do end up trying to trade Ball, expect the Warriors to be a team interested in him. According to Bovada, the Warriors are tied with the Houston Rockets and Orlando Magic as the favorites, plus 750, to acquire Ball in the offseason. The Rockets, Magic, and Warriors are among the favorites to land LaMelo Ball if he's not with the Hornets next season. Warriors have a shot at catching Rockets for 5th seed. Maybe they can go higher than we thought. It's been a fruitful second half of the season for the Golden State Warriors. Save for a disappointing loss on Saturday, when Jimmy Butler III couldn't suit up, the Dubs have been rolling. They've won 6 of 7 games since the All-Star break, and just as importantly, their opponents have been struggling. When the All-Star festivities kicked off in San Francisco, the Warriors were clinging to the 10th seed in the West, narrowly ahead of the Phoenix Suns. Since then, they jumped the Sacramento Kings, then leapfrogged the Dallas Mavericks, then snuck past the Minnesota Timberwolves, and, finally, zoomed around the LA Clippers. Just like that, the Warriors find themselves sitting in the 6th seed in the Western Conference, and currently in position to avoid the play-in tournament. That was their stated goal all along, so with 20 games left, is it time to aim higher? The 5th seed initially seemed a little unattainable. It was so far away from where the Warriors stood, and the team that occupied that spot at the break, the Los Angeles Lakers, looked primed for a second-half run. The Lakers, like the Warriors, have indeed gone on that run, and have flown all the way up to the 2nd seed. But things haven't been so nice for the teams they passed. And suddenly the 5th seed, currently held by the Houston Rockets, seems within reach for the Warriors. It's only Wednesday, but the Warriors have already gained 2 games on the Rockets this week. While the Dubs were winning a road back-to-back against the Charlotte Hornets and New York Knicks on Monday and Tuesday, the Rockets were losing their own road back-to-back against the Oklahoma City Thunder and Indiana Pacers. The Rockets have now lost 3 in a row, and 11 of their last 16 games. Their lead over the Warriors is just 3 games, and Golden State has already secured the tiebreaker between the two teams. In other words, it's well within the Warriors' reach, even if it won't be easy. What if Golden State wants to get really greedy, though? Could they slide all the way up to the 4th seed? That would be harder, but it's not out of the question. That spot is held by the Memphis Grizzlies, who have a 4.5-game lead over the Dubs. That's a very large deficit to overcome, but the Grizzlies are struggling in a big way. Like Houston, OKC has lost 3 straight games, 2 of which came against teams well below .500, And they've dropped 6 of their last 8, with their lone 2 wins in that span coming by just 4 combined points. They have some very difficult games coming up, so their skid could continue. For now, though, the Warriors' focus is on hanging on to the 6th seed, and withstanding any runs that the Clippers or Timberwolves may have. But as we look to the standings, it's certainly worth keeping an eye on the Rockets and Grizzlies now. If the Dubs keep cooking and other teams keep sliding, then Golden State could keep climbing up the standings. Steve Kerr compares Jimmy Butler to former Finals MVP. In 1 month with the Golden State Warriors, Jimmy Butler has already made an impact on Steve Kerr's team. Since landing Butler, the Warriors are 9-2, 9-1 in games he plays in. After it looked like the Warriors were in serious danger of missing the playoffs, they are now 34-28 and own the number 6 seed in the West. Much of this has to do with Butler's arrival, who has been a great addition for the team. Recently, Kerr compared the Marquette alum to a player Warriors fans are already very familiar with, Andre Iguodala. The last 10 games, we're second in both offense and defense. Obviously a small sample size, but that's when we got Jimmy. So, things have clearly turned with him. He's a great complement to what already do, what he's adding is that maturity and poise. We've made that Andre comparison. He's not the exact same player as Andre Iguodala, but he has the same influence. He's constantly reading what's happening and calming us down and creating good possessions at both ends. Kerr said. Iguodala spent 19 seasons in the NBA but may be best known for his Warriors tenure. The Illinois native won 4 championships with Golden State and won the Finals MVP award in 2015. Furthermore, he was regularly a 6th Man of the Year candidate while with the Warriors. Steve Kerr compares Jimmy Butler to former Finals MVP Andre Iguodala. Jimmy Butler is enjoying Golden State. After the trade, NBA insider Shams Charania reported that Butler is enjoying his time with the Warriors more than he had for any other team he played for upon his arrival. According to Charania, Butler is going above and beyond to ingratiate himself with the Warriors. He does feel like this organization is better than any other organization he's been a part of. But I'm telling you it's different this time. I haven't sensed the same feeling he's had when he went to Philly, when he went to Miami. This is different for Jimmy Butler, going to Golden State. He's staying late for shootarounds, staying late for practices, spending so much time in the training room, the meal room. He's going above and beyond to ingratiate himself with the Warriors right now. It is fair to assume this feeling is mutual as Butler has been great for the Warriors. In 10 games with the team, he is averaging 16.3 points, 5.3 rebounds, 5.3 assists, and 1.1 steals. He is making an impact on both sides of the ball and is helping the team regain its title contender label. Draymond's Warriors championship promise. Just because Warriors general manager Mike Dunleavy isn't as outspoken as Draymond Green doesn't mean he won't back the veteran forward's blunt statements. Dunleavy himself might not outwardly guarantee an NBA championship for Golden State this season, but Green will and did. I think we're going to win the championship, Green said on TNT before the 2025 NBA All-Star Game at Chase Center before correcting himself. I'm sorry, I said I think we're going to win a championship, but I lied. We are going to win the championship. As expected, the bold prediction quickly made the rounds around the NBA world, and it didn't take long for Green's proclamation to reach the phone of Dunleavy. I'm not on Twitter, but my phone was blowing up. People were passing tweets along to me, and I got the news, I got the message, Dunleavy told NBC Sports Bay Area's Bonta Hill and Monty Poole on Dubs Talk, which debuted Wednesday. Look, I think it's great. I think Draymond, to have that confidence in our group, is great, and that's what we want from the players, especially a player like that who gives so much every night. So I'm good with it. Now it's on him to live up to it. Green has kept up his end of the bargain since his February 16 promise, averaging 11.9 points on 43.5% shooting with 8.1 rebounds, 6.9 assists, and 1.4 steals in 29.9 minutes through 7 games after the All-Star break, in which the Warriors have posted a 6-1 record. Golden State, 34-28, now has won 9 of its last 11 games and has leaped into the Western Conference's number 6 playoff seed. When Draymond says stuff, the best part about it is he owns it, Dunleavy said. So whatever comment he made, or is going to continue to make, I know he'll own it. Only time will tell for Green and the Warriors as they chase their 5th championship in 11 seasons.